Alright, I'm going to read Subliminal by Leonard, Mlodinow. Every object and person we encounter in the world is unique, but we wouldn't function very well if we perceived them that way. We don't have the time or the mental bandwidth to observe and consider each detail of every atom in our environment. Instead, we employ a few salient traits that we do observe to assign the object to a category. And then we base our assessment of the object on the category rather than the object itself. Well, I love this. I love the articulation here. I've tried to explain something similar. Like I always understand, people are all different. However, we simply just don't have the capacity to label everybody and just differentiate every little things, right? So we make assumptions and we make conclusions prematurely, and that would cause lots of problems. And it's understandable to make such miscalculation, but we have to be aware that we definitely misjudge and misunderstand people, even the closed ones, you know. By maintaining a set of categories, we thus expedite our reactions. If we hadn't evolved to operate that way, if our brains treated everything we encountered as an individual, we might be eaten by a bear while still deciding whether this particular fairy creature is as dangerous as the one that ate Uncle Bob. Instead, once we see a couple bears eat our relatives, the whole species get a bad reputation. Then, thanks to category thinking, when we spot a huge, shaggy animal with large, sharp incisors, we don't hang around gathering more data. We act on our automatic hunch that it is dangerous and move away from it. Similarly, once we see a few chairs, we assume that if an object has 4 legs and a back, it was made to sit on. Hold up, let me unleash my dog. Hold up. Okay, you can just explore this area by yourself. Have fun. Okay, let me continue here. Similarly, once we see a few chairs, we assume that if an object has 4 legs and a back, it was made to sit on. Okay, let me just sit on this. Or if the driver in front of us is weaving erratically, we judge that it is best to keep our distance. Thinking in terms of generic categories such as bears, chairs, and erratic drivers helps us to navigate our environment with great speed and efficiency. We understand an object's... Hey, 到了。哦，没事。We understand an object's gross significance first and worry about its individuality later. Wow, this reminds me of what Brother Juan has taught me lately. He told me that without the common traits, your individuality is stupidity. As a content creator, you must make your audience feel that you are one of them, and then you can show your uniqueness after that. Without common traits, then you wouldn't be actually loved and accepted. Okay. Dollar. We understand an object's gross significance first and worry about its individuality later. Categorization is one of the most important mental acts we perform, and we do it all the time. Even your ability to read this book depends on your ability to categorize. Mastering reading requires grouping similar symbols like B and D in different letter categories, while recognizing that symbols as disparate as B, B, and that, I don't know how to say that symbol, and all represent the same letter. Classifying objects isn't easy, which is why these words are annoying to read. Mixed fonts aside, it is easy to underestimate the complexity of what is involved in categorization because we usually do it quickly and without conscious effort. When we think of food types, for example, we automatically consider an apple and a banana to be in the same category, fruit, though they appear quite different. But we consider an apple and a red billiard ball to be in different categories, even though they appear quite similar. An alley cat, and a dachshund might both be brown and of roughly similar size and shape, while an Old English sheepdog is far different, large, white, and shaggy. But even a child knows that the alley cat is in the category feline, and the dachshund and sheepdog are canis. To get an idea of just how sophisticated that categorization is, consider this. It was just a few years ago that computer scientists finally learned how to design a computer vision system that could accomplish the task of distinguishing cats from dogs. Wow, amazing. Fei Li, the computer scientist who worked on this vision detection for many years. I recently read an essay by her. Okay, now I'm going back and have some breakfast with my family. Dollar. All right. Thanks for reading with me. It was fun. It was enjoyable being outdoor, breathing fresh air. I'm blessed. Thank you for this. Bye-bye.